All right, guys. So last year, one of the most nerve-wracking things that I did all season long was actually tackle the task of flying a rifle on an airplane. Now, this isn't going to be maybe the most informational video out there. I am going to go over, things that I was really nervous about last year, things that maybe I'm still nervous about, how to pack your case, the lock requirements, and what I'm actually going to put in this case to get it to Texas. I'm leaving for Texas Wednesday morning to go out there on another whitetail hunt. Super fun hunt, but like I said, I thought this would be a really good video. Maybe not for my exact audience that follows my channel, but to maybe kind of just put it out there broadly for everybody and kind of cure that stigma around flying with a gun and how much of a pain in the butt it can be. It's actually super simple. There's not a lot to it. As long as you're kind, polite, and you do things correctly, you'll have no issues whatsoever. So let's dive right into it. So when you go out and purchase a case, okay, keep in mind it's got to have at least 2 locks or places to put a lock. I'll flip this back over. Okay, so if you got a place to put a lock here, say there's one here, say there's one in the middle, whatever. If there's 4 on this case, if there's 4 places to put a lock on this case, you have to put a lock. So I have to put a lock here, and I have to put a lock here. The locks that I used last year are right here. These are not TSA locks. I've went back and forth on what to believe you're supposed to use. It drives me crazy. Some places will say you got to use TSA approved locks. Other places they don't want you to. They want you to have a key that nobody can get into, but you're just going to want to put that on there and lock it. And when you do, they do not want that thing to be able to open very much at all. If you can reach your hand or a finger in there, they will not approve it. So these master locks right here is what I used last year. Something else that I also do is I put a sticker, it's actually a business card of mine, and I just taped it on here so that if it was to get lost, somebody's got my phone number. One thing you do want to do, I recommend, is all the old stickers from last year. You want to remove these. You see these got some Dallas Fort Worth stickers on them. Get those off so nothing gets confused. And I think I bought this case at Harbor Freight. It was right at $100, maybe $80 on Black Friday last year. It's not the best case in the world, but it did fine for me and does everything I need it to do. I don't fly with a gun enough. All right, guys, I had to swap over to my phone, so the audio is a little different. That's why. This is what it's basically going to look like when it's finished. I've got my Sony ZV E10 right here, binos, AX53 camcorder. Decided just to take my tripod, rifle, bullets. We're going to leave this at home where this would be pretty handy. I know they have some out there at camp, and that'll be just fine. But something I want to show you guys to save on maybe an extra check bag or, whatever it may be. Just take anything you can. I'll just put my sling in there. Mainly what I like to do is I take my outer layers. So this is my Stratus outfit from Sitka. These are my pants. I lay my pants, across like that. And this is the jacket. I can take the jacket and lay it across like this. And anywhere else that you want to just save some room, this is a mess over here. Got some extra stuff, whatnot. I'm just going to put these lenses in my walk-on bag. I can put my gloves in here. Some gaiters that I have if I wanted to. Some sock caps that are super warm. And all this stuff is just nothing but extra padding that's also going to keep your gear protected. Less stuff that you have to carry on in your carry-on bag, and just pat this thing down. But just remember, when you guys get there, the first thing you want to do is you walk up to, so I'm flying American Airlines, I'll go up to their counter with this gun in the case, not locked, leave it unlocked, put these things in your pocket, attach them to your belt loop so you don't lose them. They're going to want to see one key, that's it. They don't want to see multiple keys. So all you have to do is just move this over, say, hey, I want to declare a firearm, and you can do that. They're going to want to maybe look at it. Sometimes they don't give a crap. So both times, like in Texas, and when I flew out of Louisville, Kentucky, they didn't want to see anything. So just say, hey, I don't want to declare a firearm. You'll have this open, and they'll give you a sticker that you put your name on and stuff like that. Drop it in the case, put this stuff back over, just get it in here, and you'll close this thing up. And then sometimes you're going to have to do a little finagling to get it to close, and I'm not going to be able to do that with you guys on here, but I promise you it worked last year. Worst case scenario, I can always just pull this out where I still have padding on top, as long as it's a really snug fit. Nothing's in your seams. That might have been my problem a minute ago. This thing will, there we go. See how it's already wanting to close down nice and tight. Nothing can move around in there. Oh boy. Come on, baby. There we go. Then they would tell you to lock it. Put your locks on there, yada, yada, yada. And your key, your one and only key, is going to go in your pocket. I suggest you ahead of time, go ahead and put this on your key ring to your vehicle keys. And that's pretty much it. They'll slap some stickers on it and you won't see it again until you get where you're going. You don't have to do anything at your 2 or 3 stops. If you have a 1-stop or a 2-stop layover or whatnot, this thing is moving with you. Now, something I will say, you may want to try, if you're really worried about losing your stuff, take you an Apple AirTag and put that thing in here and hide it, whatever. That way, if this thing was to get lost, whatever, picked up by somebody else, you know exactly where this thing is. I'd hide it in between like 2 of these little seams or something like that, just somewhere nobody would find it, and then you're good to go.